Once again, City Secretary, very pleasant welcome to St. Maarten. We have the honor of officially meeting you with the Council of Ministers this morning. This session, our focus is predominantly on, of course, the trust fund projects being led by the Ministry of Roaming, so that's public housing, spatial planning, and environment. And those two projects, probably unbiasedly, but slightly biasedly believe are some of the biggest projects for the trust fund, both in terms of their price tag, but also their scope and the impact that they have within the community of St. Maarten.
This library project is something that's very near and dear to me. As Claret will well know, I had to listen, even before becoming elected, to my father and my mother bickering because she kept telling him I need a library, so make it happen. And after her, consistent motivation, I won't call it nagging, the library was added to the trust fund project. And as an avid reader myself and someone who spent countless hours in our original library, reading the books that were not at my age level, I'm really looking forward to getting this underway. And I think this is a momentous occasion to kind of mark the momentum we've gathered with these projects so far. And I look forward to continuing that with all our partners. So thank you for being here and thank you for sharing in this moment.
Thank you so much for the privilege of being here.
Yeah.
Thank you most especially to the government of St. Maarten for making this happen. And of course to the National Recovery Program Bureau. I feel very emotional for a simple reason. I grew up in a boisterous world where libraries were a sanctuary. And as a child, and then later as a teenager, whenever the noise of Lagos became too much, I would hide, I would find the nearest library, and we had quite a few. And I went there to find quiet and to find wonder and honestly to find myself. And I feel like walking through those doors, feeling the stillness of a room full of books, it just did something to me. It was a safe place. I felt I belonged. And I was a child who was very curious, and in my culture, questions are not allowed. Yeah, you're expected to be seen and not heard. And I heard quite a lot. Curiosity kills the cat. Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not a cat. So, yeah. So that was my life. I loved books. And even when I got married, my husband would threaten to burn my books because I gave them more attention than him. Yeah. And of course, I try to pass on that love imperfectly to my children. This world of screens and social media, it's been challenging, but I'm happy to say that some of them followed in my footsteps. So this is what I'm looking forward to in St. Maarten as well. Now, over to St. Maarten. The library, as I heard a lot from Mr. Marcel Gomes back in the day when he was the representative of St. Maarten in the steering committee of the Trust Fund. It was a place, a center of learning, a center of culture, a place of gathering for people. But when the hurricane happened, the aftermath was that over 60,000 books, if I'm correct, were reduced. Computers were looted. The main building itself was damaged. So within 2 months, to tell you the dedication and the resilience of the people of this island, the staff reopened what they could And they started to walk from a tarpaulin-covered entrance hall, and from then in various temporary locations because their community needed them. And that's the spirit that I found in St. Maarten. The trust fund itself, we know, is financed by the government of the Netherlands and managed by the World Bank, has committed to building this island's future. The Fostering Resilient Learning project, implemented by the National Recovery Program Bureau, is one of the most significant education and culture investments the Trust Fund has made. Under Component 2 of that project, about a third of the total financing available under the project has been allocated to support library services, to design and reconstruct the library as a modern, inclusive, hurricane-resistant facility that will serve this population not just for the years ahead, but for generations. It's not a replacement. It's an elevation. And the new library is being designed to do more than its predecessor. A space that is accessible to all, that is resilient to storms that will inevitably come, and responsive to the full range of community needs: reading, research, digital access, cultural programming, and gathering. It is intended to be the kind of place where a child from any corner of this island can walk through the doors and feel, as I once did, that they belong. The path to this moment, even though we don't see the building yet, has not been without challenges. Hurricanes do more damage than you can think, and I know that you have first-hand experience there. But today's ceremony is a proof that persistence and partnership can deliver results. And I again want to express my deep gratitude to the government of St. Maarten for the trust that you have placed in this partnership, to the government of the Netherlands, whose financing makes this and so many other recovery and resilience projects possible. Thank you. And to the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport and the NRPB, your commitment to this work through every delay and every difficulty has been unwavering. And I'm going to ask something. So we're here today, and I'm putting away my notes now. We're here today and we don't see a building. So it means that there's still a lot of work to do. And we're all committed to making sure that we put this building up within the shortest time possible. So it's about the timeline and the impact. And if we work together, we continue to work together, we can make it happen. So thank you so much for everything, and I look forward to getting the work done.
Yesterday on Stasia, the commissioner said, it really looks small, so it's better to look a little bit tall. So you're doing better than the commissioner in Stasia did yesterday. And of course, I have a speech prepared by my staff, especially by Karin. It's her birthday today, so you can congratulate her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Karin. Happy birthday to you. But I'm not going to use her speech, so... After the divorce of my parents, my mother didn't have the money to buy books for me and for my brother. And I went a lot to the library. First, the library, I lived in the Bijlmermeer in a part of Amsterdam, to the library in Ganshoef, on the other side of the Bijlmer, to get a lot of books, especially books you would know, The Schippers of the Chameleon. It's about two boys in Friesland, where I lived the first 10 years of my life. So it was also a book that brought me back to my early youth. But as a student, I couldn't afford the study books as well. So I went to the Prinsengracht Library, where all the books were, and then I went to a copy machine, making copies because it was much cheaper than buying the books. So for me personally, the library was very important to become what I am today. And it is especially very important to have a library nearby for children like I used to be long time ago. So therefore, it's an honor that I could be here today and have this moment for the new Sint Maarten library, because it's very important, not only for children, also for adults, of course, because it brings you to other worlds, it brings back memories, it can make you smarter, it can help you in the development. So a library is very important for persons, but also for a community. So therefore, I want to congratulate you with this step. And of course, I will be back sooner, but I will be back when the library can be opened. And for now, let's make it a beautiful start. Thank you.
I have two statements to make. Everybody said that library is very important for the formation of people. And we have here two examples. Toyin, with her background, stating that library had a great contribution to be now one of the top figures in the World Bank. Says a lot. And State Secretary, for you the same, being raised up in the Belmer to become a VVD'er and then a State Secretary. Wow, I'm telling you, the library did good things with you in life, believe me. Just for the insiders. Good. Great. As you all know, today is a remarkable day for St. Maarten. A country without a library is not a country. That is how it starts. And of course, we were looking long already forward to have a library for country St. Maarten. As you know, the devastation of the hurricane, and that's why we're sitting here, that today, ultimately, we have the first step in tangibility, that we're going to see something happen for us to start the real construction of our national St. Maarten new library. As you know, as leader of this government, and also this government is very sensitive for nation building. And I have to acknowledge and thank you in the name of the people of St. Maarten for you to convey a message to your government and especially the people of the Netherlands for their significant contribution to projects that will make a difference in nation building for this country. One of them is, for example, we finalized the great project of the airport with assistance of the Dutch government and community. Secondly, we started recently with the construction of the prison. That is soon.
We are going to prison.
Soon, exactly. We must not forget the significant progress in the construction of the hospital. And looking forward to more developments now with our library. We have still 12 gyms to reconstruct, 13 sport complexes. The Marie-Laurent School still have to be constructed, Minister, it's on the list. And also the Charles Leopold Bell School. I'm mentioning just significant institutions that have a contribution to nation building for this country. And once more, State Secretary, we are grateful to the people of the Netherlands for what they have contributed to this significant progress for country St. Maarten, especially after the aftermath of Hurricane Irma. For that, the people of St. Maarten is thanking you, and please convey these thanks from the people to the people of the Netherlands. Thank you very, very much.
As the State Secretary indicated, the speech that was written for him to forego. So bear with me, because Giselle also prepared something for me. I listened to the speakers, and what was said initially by our Honorable Minister of Education. I remembered having spent countless hours with her dad traveling to the Netherlands, and he's in my ear. When is the library coming? My wife last night said we need a library. Get that library done, and now we're here. But I also listen to Yin and understanding that a library for individuals can be a place of refuge is very heartwarming and impactful. Um, and then State Secretary, I'm not sure about the inside joke, but I'll ask Prime Minister later about that. But for me personally, this library isn't the first St. Martin library. For those of you who are in my age group, we know that the library was on Back Street, and now it's a cultural center. But I would always think about how do I get out of the house to go meet friends. And the only way that you can get out of the house to meet friends is to tell your parents, I'm going to the library. So there are always perspective to things and realities. And that was it for me at that library, to study. And at the university, you realize the importance of a library for your research. And I spend countless hours into the morning, into the wee hours of the morning. And it's very significant because I would be thinking back then that it is April. My friends are in the Carnival Village, which we're going to be in as of tonight. And I'm sitting in a library at 1 a.m. doing research and studying for my degree. And so I thank the opportunity for the opportunity to understand the importance of library. And today, as we commemorate this moment, not only for this project, but all of the projects that are involved in the trust fund and everyone that is making the contribution to do so, because we know when our leaders speak, there are a whole host of departments and individuals and consultants and professionals and community stakeholders that contribute to what we are going to accomplish. So, in the words of of our Prime Minister, this is for our country and the development of that, and we thank you. We thank the Dutch representatives that are assigned to St. Martin to understand and also grasp the impact that this trust fund would do. But we also want to thank the people here for committing and sacrificing as we go along to redevelop this country. So, on behalf of everyone, I thank you for your kind words, and I thank you for being here today, and have a pleasant day further.